Hi, and welcome to week 4, Observing Historiography. We're reaching the halfway point in the course, and I appreciate all the hard work that everyone has put in thus far, and I think that the quality of the work, we're diving deeper, and we're understanding things in a better way. So I'm excited about that. Today is, in fact, Antiguan Independence Day, and so I'm outside giving you a taste of island life because it's a holiday or a national holiday here. Goals for this week are to observe key literary features of historiography in the Book of Ruth, to describe how details of the narrative or story and history impact one's interpretation of Ruth, and then finally to observe repetition in the Book of Ruth and determine whether examples of repetition impact its interpretation. Now we have a couple of assignments. In assignment 4.1, observing detail in the text. It's a chart assignment and you have some support on Blackboard, but I want you to examine the literary elements in Ruth and describe how each contributes to the meaning and message of the book in the provided chart. Observe and include the 7 key elements in the chart, then add 2 other elements from the provided list. So the first step I would do after reading Ruth and after doing your assigned reading is to go through the chart and really understand what the assignment is looking for. As you folks know, that I am always looking for detailed support and evidence. So as you complete the chart, be sure to add documentation supporting your answer. Then we have a word study in assignment 4.2, and there is a video for support from this from Logos. Using your tools in Logos software, perform a word study on the Hebrew word goel, or redeemer or kinsman in Ruth. This is a key word that figures prominently throughout the book. Examine the various uses of the root in Ruth and also throughout the Old Testament. Based upon your word study, write a 2-page paper with the following outline. Analyze the semantic range of the term in the Old Testament. Examine the uses of the word in the book, and then finally reflect upon the meaning of the term for Ruth as a whole. So your goal in a word study is you take an important term, you research everywhere in the Bible that this term is used to understand how that word has a range of meaning, and then understand in context of Ruth, really what does this term mean? There are nuances, especially in this word, there are some nuances that we need to understand, and those nuances in Ruth actually become important in the New Testament because, not to be a spoiler alert, but Christ becomes a bit of a redeemer in the New Testament, and so by understanding how Ruth is redeemed and how property is redeemed helps us to understand then in the New Testament what redeemer really means. And so it's important to understand the Hebrew use of the term. Even if you don't understand Hebrew, you can do a word study. This week, as always, be sure to use quotes from the reading, outside research, and biblical support for the body of your post and papers. Also, as always, put your name in the file of your assignments. It helps me if I have to pull them down to know whose assignment I have, and then email or call me with any questions. Enjoy week 4. Enjoy being halfway through this course, and I thank you for all of your work. I hope you have a blessed week.